Howdy fellas, Equinox Fox here with the Skarner guide for Season 6 in the jungle. Skarner is an extremely versatile champion that can build and work in a number of ways. But what's most important about what he does, however, is the single target pick and lockdown. Now where most people play him straight tank, I much prefer him as a duelist and a split pusher. Currently on Skarner, I'm ranked Diamond 5, 105 in the world, and 15 in the North American server, with a 57% win rate. Now, with the way that I roll Skarner jungle, the core and build order on its own is pretty stable and straightforward. Trinity Force, Stalker Enchantment with a Warrior build, and Banshee's Veil. A big important part to this, which currently most people overlook but makes ganks and your clear speed faster, is to skip upgrading your jungle item early. It no longer gives the extra experience, and it's much more beneficial to save an extra 400 gold to buy a Sheen, 600 get a Phage, or if you're around extra 1700 Sheen and Boots. If you want, you can also get the Hammer for Warriors, but I prefer rushing Trinity Force over to Warrior itself. A final build order example would look like something below. Trinity for damage and Sheen procs, Mercury Treads for tenacity and magic resistance, Banshee's Veil for magic resistance and health, Warrior for a bit more damage and CDR, Randuin's or Deadman's Plate for armor and health, and finish it up with a GA or a ZZ Rot. The most important thing to remember though, as always, is to build to the game. Don't ever go for a straight cookie cutter build, or you will always run into problems. My skill order in the jungle is Q, E, W, E, E, R. E being more important max than Q, which is more important max than W. With Warrior and Trinity Force on your back, Q max after E is more beneficial for ganks as well as a lower cooldown to pull it off. If you have to go for more farming over than ganks on the other hand, then I would max Q over W, which is equal to E. Your clear should consist of a full clear, more preferably Krugs as a start if you can, but Gromp is a fine start nonetheless. You should hit level 3 on the small cap after buffs and start ganking right after. In terms of ganks pre-6, it's as simple as lining up your Fracture and proccing the stun. With Sheen, it does a massive amount of damage, and if you have any laners with the stun, it's a free kill or a flash. Post-6, on the other hand, consists of tagging with your E for the slow, but do not proc the stun. If you tag the stun 9 times out of 10, you'll ult right afterwards and you lose hard CC time. That proc will last through your ult, so take advantage of that. You're going to want to tag with E, wait about a half second, and then ult. Drag to wherever you want to drag your victim to and then proc the stun. Once you gain 30 to 40% CDR, you can follow the proc stun by tagging them with an E once the duration is over and lock a single target down for a massive 4 seconds. Speaking of Skarner's ultimate, however, there are a few interesting interactions with it. Tahm Kench can completely negate Skarner's target by eating them, even more annoying than a QSS. If Skarner tries to ult somebody through an Azir wall, the interaction on itself is pretty interesting. And if you time it right, displacements to Skarner while he ults his victim adds extra distance. This is most notably worthwhile versus Vayne or Poppy. Another interesting short interaction is his ability to ult people over walls and drag them through them. You can drag people through the base walls, over Dragon Wall, and over Baron Wall. There is one other interesting interaction, but I highly doubt anybody would ever find a use for it. You can auto-attack and proc a stun through a very specific wall. You can also ult through it, but the auto-attack was the most notable thing I found. All in all, with the way that I approach Skarner, he's a duelist and a split pusher at heart. He has an incredibly strong 1v1 fight on his pillars, as well as the damage and utility to back it up. When it comes to team fights, grab yourself a target and go to town. If you like what you see, let me know in the comments, and if you don't, let me know what I can improve. I want to see more people climb up the ladder, and I want to help how I can. I hope you give the bug another look at, and I'll see y'all on the Rift next time, Summoners.